Hey folks, Alkers here with a post-game discussion with Fluffy Bunny. Really excited to talk about this game. Hey Fluffy.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. So we're looking at my screen here. I'm screen sharing, so you should be able to see everything. Yeah, you timed your attack really well.
Yeah,
uh,
it worked out reasonably well, and you happen to have a new leader as well, so you were quite low on legitimacy, and that was
yes,
not obviously something I could have really planned for, but just happened to work out.
yes, the Regency. I think I went through two regions, one of which, or no, what that was a different game where the region went insane. Sorry. Yeah, science. I felt like I was really good in science, but it didn't matter because I was dead. So
The barbarians came and knocked down your door anyway.
yeah. Orders, you had a pretty big lead at the end there. Partly that legitimacy. I think you can see the drop when the leader died, um, and Regency took over and just kind of there. Yeah, the map was really cool though. I liked the map a lot, um, and I think you made a really interesting decision to and correct decision to go for this city, as opposed to I was hoping you were going to get stuck on this city and I would get buy time basically. And this city is pretty hard to attack into because you got the river, you got the forest. Um,
Yeah, I must admit, I was thinking more just in terms of killing units because you left all your chariots out there, all nicely lined up, and
Yes, I did not expect you to push in. I think I just didn't realize how much extra distance the road gave you, and I probably should have my chariots way further back. Um, yeah, I just did not think you were going to go kill them. I don't think I should have
yeah, I
killed that.
mean,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, I think you said in your last video that yes, it was a mistake coming out to meet me there, and yeah, it definitely would have been better to just hide all your units behind a city and wait for a more opportune moment. You know, when you're got a strong opponent coming at you, and you need every advantage you can get.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a key thing I've kind of come to understand about Old World. You never want to fight in front of a city if you don't have to as a defender. You want to fight behind the city and almost have the city block some zone of control for you. It's very hard for your opponent to reach behind a city to get to a unit. If they do, they're very vulnerable because they're not going to get out. You have much shorter reinforcement lines as well. Because I know when I started at first, I'd be like, I would have lined up all my units here and be like, you're not coming into my land. And it's like, oh no, come into my land. Please come in so I can.
Yes,
And
yes,
you also get
much
a
better.
territory bonus for fighting in your own land, which is really easy to miss. But it does make a difference. Like if I hover over here, I see
Yes,
friendly family and then my territory for that family as well. It really stacks up really nicely for hunters as well because they get steadfast or not steadfast sentinel, which lets them get hunters are terrifying on to defend with or yeah, it's just they do a lot of damage. So no hunters in this game though. So,
yeah, all those
yeah,
percentages bonuses certainly do add up. It's
yeah.
easy to see 10% and think, oh, it's not that important, but can be the difference between doing 5 damage and doing 7 damage.
So what was your plan? What made you attack? Like, were you just always going to be like, I'm going to swarm a lot of units? I remember you thinking your champion site also just printed out units. It looks like. So
Yeah, I think it was pretty much always the plan. It seemed to line up that I had my UUs out. I had I was waiting for spears because obviously I
yes,
couldn't really
chariots.
attack into you
No.
without spears, which I got probably a bit later than I should have done really. But yeah, I think it was just to go for it really.
I look at the save file. I think you did get spears pretty late here.
Yeah, it
Let
was only a few turn,
me
or
check
maybe
here.
even I think I upgraded the
47.
turn.
Turn
I
47.
yeah, I take spears and upgraded the two warriors I had like the turn I started moving my slinger in,
Yeah.
maybe even the turn after.
The road was also super interesting. I was worried there was like a ballista on the other end of that road or something, but no, it was just to speed up unit movement just because it's so efficient. Roads are
Just
well
lots
worth
and
it.
lots of units.
Yeah, roads pay back very quickly. I think it's like as soon as a unit or two moves on them, you've paid back the order from the road. So, and then you went for the kill here, like instead of messing around with these other cities. Like I was like, no, please turn around, go, let me get my unique unit out. I'm one turn away from onagers, right? Like obviously a little late there. It's an interesting start as well. You went traders, which I think gave you a really great economy at the start. Let you snipe pyramids way before I
Yeah,
could
just
even
having
afford
all
them. I put traders
just having all
second.
that gold was super useful.
Yeah, I figured the reason I went patrons is because you there was double gold, so I was like, those are two precious resources that'll get me great culture, and I am indeed way ahead on culture, but also dead. So
Yeah, well, way ahead on culture, way ahead on science. Yeah, if we were playing a longer game, obviously you've got the museum coming as well and
yeah,
Jabal Bakal. So, yeah, if we were playing a longer game, that would have been great for you, but we were not.
yeah, yeah. I like the map though. It was very cool. I saw you take the central location, but I was not in a position to contest. You just had so many slingers, and they all were very highly promoted as well. Looks like you put steadfast in almost every. Oh, I guess that's from champion.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
where you've promoted everyone to steadfast. Uh, yeah. So, and then yeah, I mean, I think once the initial conflict here was a mistake on my part. I should have fallen back. Obviously, leaving the chariots out also a mistake. I just did not expect you to like. For some reason, I was fixated that you were going to come attack Adana. We would have some fighting in the hills, but no, you just went straight for the jugular. So I was like, oh, okay. I also settled this. I think before uh, I settled that late, and you settled this first, and then you settled this late, and I settled this late. My Numidian tribal alliance didn't amount to anything.
Yeah, yeah, unfortunately, you didn't really get
It
the
was
chance
just
to
an
use that.
event.
But,
So,
yeah.
and
Yes,
then
they would have died much earlier, but I foolishly took a distant tribal raid. That was
yes,
brutal.
you mentioned that that messed you up in the middle of the game there, where you had someone like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So much tempo. It's like 5 or 6 turns just down the drain dealing with that,
oof.
possibly more.
Did you just not have the resources to take it? I presume. So
I think I possibly could have done that. I think I just thought I'm strong. I've got units.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
deal with this. Not really thinking it through. But yeah, mistake.
yeah. And it looks like you never got ironworking because you don't need it for anything. So,
Right. Yeah. The one of the weirdities of Aksum is they can get away without it.
yeah. So I guess if you were defending this and you saw like what would you like? I just did not have the unit production. I don't think I have barracks anywhere. You have barracks and champions, which like your training production is significantly larger than mine. It has been for a long time. Um, and of course, the unit count in terms of military score is just here's the point of conflict, right? Like 47 I got. So I'm already like you've almost doubled my forces at that point. So like yeah, I just you built up very fast here. Like we were pretty close, and then 10 turns later you're almost double.
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, I had a lot of training. My champion seat was spitting out Demets in 3 turns, and then I think I rushed a few from my capital as well.
Oh
And
wow.
then basically every city was building military as well, either slingers or later spears.
Would you
Because yeah, of
characterize
course I
this
couldn't
as all
I
in?
couldn't build I couldn't build warriors. The only
Yeah.
spears I managed to upgrade were my 2 free ones, and
Oh
then yeah,
wow.
when I finally got phalanx, I started building them.
And then you can build spears without. Yeah, I see. That makes sense. So would you consider this an all-in, where you were just like, we're going for the kill, we have to finish now? Because if I had held this attack, I don't think it would have ended in your favor at that point. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you were obviously way ahead in tech, and I wasn't going to catch up, so yeah, I would. Obviously there was a bit of a build-up phase first, but yeah, it was definitely an all-in military attack by the time I got to that point. But I think you're about to say what would I have done if in your position
yeah,
if I'd attacked there, and I'd say well, several things. I mean, obviously it's not a great position to be in. Um, but yeah, definitely fall back behind the city. Probably start building forts with the workers. I think you delayed the strongholds quite a lot, and even you could have built a garrison
yes,
way earlier than you did. I think that was definitely
yes, that was
something that would
definitely a
could have been
mistake.
better.
Yeah, because I had four
Um,
laws on turn 39, and I obviously didn't start the garrison until after I had well after I had four laws. So that was, yeah,
but yeah, I think the main thing is if you see an opponent coming at you who is stronger than you've got to stop all your long-term planning and just focus on defending. Like you were still messing around, dancing off the Jabal Bakal, and started building the museum the turn I moved in. I think
yeah,
you just have to stop all of that and just focus entirely on how
yep.
am I going to stop
You
this
gotta
attack.
hold. Yep, that's fair. Yeah. No, I was like, no, he's not gonna come in, or I'll tell him we're not ready to receive you. Please turn around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't work
unfortunately,
in
I built the
MP.
states here, so like my training was complete crap in
Yep,
trader's seat. So states,
awkward. It's definitely definitely a gamble building estates in a duel, I think. I mean, obviously, if you can get a quick, strong or legendary culture, then you can work with that. But
Yeah, I've
yeah, it
been
basically stops you from building military in the whole city, which is awkward.
great. Yeah, I think I've been exploring like having two non-military cities, like capital and second, but I think it's honestly too much. You don't need double, and you don't really need to have the resources to build up both cities. It's just with patrons and traders, like, yeah, I don't know. Could have, maybe should have, maybe that second city really does need to be a military city. Um,
I think on a map this size, like you've got 6 cities, yeah,
yeah,
taking a third of them out of the running for military production is,
is a problem.
yeah, is
Yeah,
dubious.
yeah, yeah. I like the new small map size, but it is very cozy. So, but yeah. Um, Anything else? Wonders. You sniped pyramids. I have two wonders eating up resources that don't matter at all. Um, yeah. Um, just needed to build more units. I guess is that the takeaway? Like,
Well, I mean, it's interesting because I guess what you really had was chariots, and
yes,
then you would have been able to get heavy chariots. But against spears, they're not going to be that good
yes,
anyway. So, I mean, I don't think you had any other unit tech, right? It was just slingers and
correct.
warriors.
Yeah, slingers, warriors, spears. Yeah, I can show you my tech tree here. So, onagers were coming, but too late. My plan, such as it was I wanted to have basically I wanted to wall off this choke with forts and onagers, and then basically be like, "You're not coming in. I'm going to go tech to the boon, and then I'm going to come kill you with my superior tech." I just
Yeah,
didn't get the
yeah. I
wall in
guess
before you came to visit. So
I guess axes possibly. If you're going to have chariots as well, you probably want to be able to deal with the spears, so you need the axes as well.
yeah,
That would have been something.
yeah, and I know as Hatti, I can guarantee my opponent is going to go spears because my unique unit is a melee horse unit, so they're literally going to get spears for every time. So yeah, city founding pace here looks like pretty much close. I'm just looking at the
We were
comparisons
pretty
there.
even, I think. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you were slightly ahead of me at one point. You were like
Yes.
1 or 2 turns faster than me for some of the settles.
Yeah, but then you got the center city, and then you got ahead of me for Sabat was founded, I think, pretty quick. Yeah, you founded this pretty late. I think this was like your fourth city or something. So
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, because I was clearing quite quickly.
yeah, you left the free city site for quite a while. And then I think you were worried about me blocking with a scout. I did move a scout in there, and I think you punted it out, which was really clever. And then you punted out my scout again because I think I had one somewhere here, and then it didn't, or maybe it just the border punted it out. I'm not sure. I did not get a scout into here, where I think you did get a scout into here. Yeah, so
Yeah, I had a scout in your north, which yeah, was quite handy to see
which
what was
let you
going
see
on.
where the
Yeah,
chariots even were. So yeah,
it was definitely yeah, an issue not being able to see what I was doing because yeah, I guess if you'd seen my build up of Demets a bit earlier, that would have given you some more time to
yeah,
prepare.
like a scout here would have been great to like see and to see what's coming out of the city. I just didn't. Mirror maps, like as you mentioned, they're a little cheesy in that like you know exactly where the forests are, so you can just dive like an insane person and be like, I know there's a forest over here somewhere. So I probably should have. I think at one point I was here and then like retreated to like I don't know clear this area, which wasn't really critical to clear. So yeah, having a scout deep in your opponent's lines is really vital, just to see.
Yeah, for sure. Got to know what's going on.
Anything else or anything else that stands out or that you like to talk about? It seems like a pretty straightforward game. Tech path, I guess you went for navigation early. Um,
Yes, that sounds about right. Struggling to remember at this point, but yeah, 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 like you said, I was pretty much in for a rush and just getting stuff done quickly.
I just put pinged in Discord the tech comparison so you can take a look. Um,
Ah, yes, interesting, interesting. Yeah, 24 stone cutting feels pretty late,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess.
and also turn 14 pyramids without stone cutting, the power of traders.
Yeah, yeah, having enough money.
Builder trader economy. I also open Judge, which I kind of like Judge for patrons just because you can rush. I don't think I actually made very much use of it apart from like speeding up an acolyte. Um, so I don't know that it was a great use of Judge. I also like Judge for Hold Court, and that gave me a lot of civics.
Yeah,
But
whole court is
it
great.
it does slow you down compared to builder openings quite a bit because your workers are much slower to come out. Um, yeah, so still trying to figure out what opening I like on this small map. Um,
Yeah, I guess if 'cause tactician seems like the obvious winner for a quick fight, but I guess in this case he would have died before we
yeah,
actually got to the fighting.
and it falls off
Took
fast,
the
right?
leader.
Like tactician is great if it's 3 or 4 units. If you've got 10 units on 10 units, it's no longer as impactful. So
I mean, it was certainly handy to stun your one heavy chariot.
yes, yes, yes.
You
You you did
never
stun
got
them.
to do
That
anything.
should have been in the city or behind somewhere else. Again,
Yes,
just did
yeah,
not
that would have
expect
made
you
a
to come in
difference.
that much, and that was just a complete, I don't know, not seeing what I didn't want to see, which never happens in history. People never do that. So, uh,
Well, it's interesting you say that, and I don't know if this has any effect at all. But I was just watching your last video earlier, and you have or you had the um, urban improvements overlay on constantly. And I guess all not maybe not that, but the map pings, and I think it covers up the units. It just makes it hard to
yes,
get a good idea of what you're looking at. So I never play with any of the overlays or the pings on because it just makes things clearer.
yeah. So I think I can turn on only show map tax for workers, which at least makes it a little cleaner. So yeah, I've been exploring the custom overlay with seeing promotions, which maybe helps. I do really like it for seeing resources. I wish there was a way I could say it to just show resources that aren't improved. Um, because that way, like, I don't need to know sheep once I've already improved the sheep. But it's really nice for knowing like where stuff is that I still need to improve. So
Mhm. Oh yeah, I think that they're super useful for being able to see what you need to see. But
yeah,
I do value having a clean view when you're not specifically looking for something.
yep, that's a fair point. Yeah, the map pins I think do obscure units. I wish the unit was at least enemy military units should be above the map pin in my opinion. So because they're more important. Um, cool. Any advice you have for folks in the upcoming tournament? That we've got the duelist tournament starting a little bit later in September.
Yeah, not long now. Well, I guess get in some practice while you can. There's a few folks having some practice games, so feel free to get some in. If you're going to play on a timer, then that's a good thing to get used to. It's definitely a different pace of playing if you're not used to it. And yeah, just have fun, I guess.
And there's no undo in network. So how do you play with no undo? Do you try to plan out your entire turn? Do you just build a sense for what to do?
It is tricky, especially with the combination of the timer. Yeah, you have to be certainly like if you're planning a combat attack, then you can take some time to try and work out what the best move is, but you're probably not going to get to the optimal perfect undo it 20 times and work out exactly how to do it in the best way. So you just have to get a sense for what's possible and then do the best you can with the time you've got.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Thanks again for the game and congratulations on yet another victory. Always a pleasure to play against you.
Thank
Yeah.
you for the game. Yeah, it's
All
good
right.
fun. Till the next time.
Till the next time. Take care.